My dear people of Southern Cameroons, today is the 13th day of the month of October in the year of our Lord 2018. I bring you revolutionary greetings. I bring you plenty of salutes from the front. And I want to begin this conversation by saying the first very important things concerning our struggle itself directly. But a lot of this conversation is going to be devoted to looking at a few things relating to the elections that took place in La République du Cameroun. Although we did not take part in those elections, there are a few things that definitely concern us concerning with respect to those elections. We are definitely going to pay quite some attention to the happenings across the River Mungo. That is because we have a lot of our people who, because of the tension mounting before these elections, ran into the enemy territory, into La République du Cameroun for safety. And so it is important for them to have an idea exactly what could be coming up in the next few days. And they will definitely be able to understand why. At the end of this conversation, I'll be urging them to go back home because it will be safer home than it will be safe in La République du Cameroun. Now, the first thing I want to say, I followed a conversation by some of our compatriots talking about the possibility that they are beginning to consider and are proposing that we should consider calling off the one-day ghost towns that operates in southern Cameroons every Monday. They feel that the struggle has evolved to a point where we can do without the weekly ghost towns. I followed the arguments put forth very keenly, and I have this to say. I think I should even say that in broken language, so that everybody, all our market women, all our Okada riders, and everybody on ground zero will be able to understand this. My dear country people, me I the talk say I don't follow some conversation where some we brothers them they dey talk say the belief say this struggle don't go so to reach for level where we fit now cancel that country Sunday where they take place every Monday all over southern Cameroons. So the check say we fit now continue with struggle without that country Sunday. I know what step we forgo for before. I get this one for talk. And I think it very important make all we listen up. The time we the consortium it be institute this goes down right from January 2017. It be because we want make the world continue for see say the common people them for southern Cameroons they not be happy with way it happen for we country. Say the common people there for southern Cameroons they communicate with the rest of the world. For tell them make them know say they the protest. This ghost towns not be any person they ever force them. And with people that say make them lock their shops they stay home on that day. Or we don't come to adopt that ghost towns. Right from that time, we consult to institute the ghost town because we be realize say now one way down, that one way that for make with territory may be ungovernable. For make and make like Republic know say they nothing control we for with territory with their colonial administration. For continue for send a sound message say we no want that Jumba marriage where we enter they with the Republic du Cameroon say it don't end. Now La République du Cameroun don't struggle in vain for tell the rest of the world say this struggle dey so na some few people them wey dem dey abroad, na some few people wey dem dey diaspora wey dey be misguided, wey dey be misguided by some other powers wey dey be hidden for background wey dey wan try for use am for destroy their country. Na the impression that they don struggle for give am for the world. But when the world turn around and see these ghost towns, wey dey be respected by we mama them, by all buy and sell them, by taxi drivers, by Okada drivers them, by the traders, by everybody, voluntarily, maybe by force, they understand say true so this matter no be matter for few people them who they be misguided. So this ghost town don't come to be a symbol of the resistance with the people there for ground zero that they show. Today, La République don't try all tactics. Use civil soldiers, use Patrick Ekema, use Ndumunji, use every way for call of that ghost towns without success. Why it be important for La République to make that ghost town no be? One, because it affect their economy. Because it make it difficult for them to get the money way they need and plenty for continue for buy plenty arms and for take and can't fight with. Why La République no want me that ghost town be? Because they want me the rest of the world no say all things don't come back to normal. Say the people themselves they don't decide say this struggle make it end. My country people, we want me the struggle end now. We will never reach Boya. We will never achieve the purpose for which we don't sacrifice so much can reach now. We go decide now, say, may we give up that ghost and we continue to remain the symbol of civil resistance. I think, say, the people that they propose this one, may they think I'm again seriously. And I believe, say, this when they come up with these ideas. Now, because agents of La République, they be all sides for social media and they will come for with platforms. Can they propose, say, we know CC find enough for forget about ghost towns because they want to achieve their purpose. Because they want to say this, so maybe we play into their hands. I did take this talk and I did take God in name, beg all country people, make we resist this kind of idea, just as we resist Yaoundé. We get for resist this kind of idea, just as we resist that colonial system where it be imposed on we, just as we resist the slavery, just as we resist the servitude. Because once you move this one, that goes down. La République will talk now say, na rebels they inside bushes, they come up from they can attack the stable people. Whereas the truth be say, these ones are not just freedom fighters, these ones are not people they defend themselves against attack, against aggression. Self-defense as something will be recognized as a right all over the world. We, the people for Southern Cameroons, will never ever declare war. They declare war for we. We the only fight them because we no get any other option. We only fight them because we no one die. Now the thing that I want to talk about this palaver goes down. I mean we take it seriously. Now the next one. We don't hear people that they celebrate, that they glad. Say B, don't withdraw all over from Bafut. Also, they don't run Bafut, they don't run outside, they don't run plenty presence there for Mancon. They don't reduce themselves to the airport. And then for that airport, so one they don't run from plenty parts of the airport, it shows that they don't liberate that airport so that we can occupy that airport. Country people, may we look out fine. I don't get a call today from some military person, we our own person. We say make and notify people, say that thing will like people do for them, it just be a similar tactical withdrawal. Now for that airport, the place they don't leave and blank, like say they don't escape them, they don't plant mines them for that places them. Now why they even their own personnel, where they only work for the airport, but where they not be military, where they do the thing for the airport, they need agreement they pass around those areas. If you want to pass around the area, they will move gun threaten you because they don't want make you explode any of those mines, make it be apparent. Say mines will be planted for that place. So I talk this one for all people then. Even that they pass around that place, not be this one, not be for generate fear. No, not be for create fear. Now for just make me will be aware. Now an aspect of self-defense. Be aware, say something and the way they don't do them for that area. Some traps and the way they don't set up for that area. So if you want to pass around that area, take your time, monitor them, study and find you know which angle will you take them for pass around that area. That one a very quick information way I say make a proposal for we. Most of that be they don't run go inside the so because they know say this so they think the tanga over for their skin. So they go for they will find a way for protect themselves and then for learn we can run into trouble. Make my country people them make them be very careful. Then the third thing where I want to talk again before I go into the real talk I want to talk I'm not concerning elections for La République du Cameroon. Now this power for recruitment inside army. When I see La République du Cameroon don't go on now to extend the date for the recruitment of people there into their army. 2,600 soldiers they want to recruit them. 600 of them will be presidential guard. 2,000 a regular army inside B and all whatnot for take and fight with. But why did they extend the date? At first when they launch recruitment for army, they don't feel extended because people they go this scramble and scramble, fight and fight for enter the army. Now people they drag their foot them. Because they don't realize it for enter the army, it just like you sign a death warrant. For that reason, they find it difficult to get the people the way they want them for recruit them, for train and quick send them for female they can't die. Now why that way they extend the date? Because can't reach now, they never get the kind number of people the way they want. Then number two, make we know too, say this so one of the reasons why they extend that date. Now because they want to say, may they buy fiscal stamps and plenty. Money no day. Money nje. There are people they can't buy fiscal stamps and plenty, but they can enter inside military. So I made they get money at least for their treasury, but they can pay workers for month end. And it also because wait will not happen for that country because of the ghost towns, because of the blockades, because of the civil disobedience, because we don't make with territory southern Cameroons ungovernable. We don't make it difficult for them for can't for natural resources again, for take taxes for taking it from we anyhow. We don't make the cost of occupation very, very expensive. Now they depend on money from IMF and World Bank for they can pay salaries. And one of them don't tell me say, if things they continue the way they did, so it go reach December, they're not going to be able to pay salaries again. Mark my words. Even this month of October, so they already find quite some difficulties. And their problems, that they only can increase with this presidential election way, council way. Mr. Pebe don't decide, say he must thief them by hook or by crook. So make we be very careful. And so, any of we picking the way the one talks say the chuki head for secondary recruitment, look out to a word to a wise is sufficient. Any Southern Cameroonian picking, we just want to go enter the army, me say this so you cover your eyes so. Say na media or na waterfall that if I fall I go die, you want go fall they die. I beg, una look out, and una stay safe. The last one to communicate our Ground Zero go quickly for that election palaver and I say the unity among we first we boys of a Ground Zero when they say don't decide for defend themselves, say they no one die like goats, like animals. It be very important. And you take this one again, beg una 1 million times. Make una avoid people the way they call from abroad, tell you say, go attack that one, go attack the other camp, go attack this other camp. My brothers and my sisters who are there inside that nyankwe for defend on ourselves. Una pick una arms for go defend on ourselves because una see the born una compound. Una see the born on a papa inside, born on a grandmama inside house, born sick people them inside house. Una see the born on our brothers for BBC the other day. Now because of that when I pick up arms for defend on ourselves and not against La République du Cameroon. Not be for defend on ourselves or for fight among ourselves. Any person we tell una say muna fight among ourselves, muna tell say may come from Musa we dey can fight. My brothers and my sisters, I the beg una make una no gree make that group disorder way they happen for abroad may come for una meet. Make una leave them. Make the people that create or fight themselves as they want fight. When they go don't finish that madness of fight them, they'll come down, can understand saying now una hold the key for this struggle. Make una no grief for turn your knife against your brother because some madam calls he go send you money. Una look out that one a blood money. And the next thing at the beg una again. Make una stop for harass una own people. If true say some of una be involved with this harassment, I beg make una stop them. Even if bad una beg even on una knees. Now una brothers, now una sisters, now una papa them, now una auntie them who una fight for them. So make una go even on una knees beg that they go give una the one who they fit give them. But the one for they capture them, for the threaten for burn their houses, for the threaten for do this, if they no give, that will not be good approach. Una go make and so like it happened for that papa for Senna Jess. They go don't leave una now start calling an enemy for report una for the enemy. This one no go help we. This one I the talk so na beg I the beg. Now I know say una be very wise, strong, and very sharp people. So una don't understand them. I don't need for overdrag them. Make I leave that one. I move now to these elections. And now we'll go back for that grammar. Now La République du Cameroon's elections came and passed on the 7th of October. We have read a lot on social media. We have listened to a number of press conferences brought up by the Maurice Kamto camp. And now, today, before I started this communication, I just saw on the wall of one of the candidates, the youngest of all the candidates, Cabral Libi Li Ngenge, who has announced that after reviewing all the polling return sheets from all the polling stations that were sent to his party headquarters, he can now confirm that Maurice Kamto won the election. But we were not doubting. I wasn't doubting that Maurice Kamto won the elections. But I like this kind of confirmation from Cabral Libi. What does it tell us? It tells us that at least the key contenders, with Joshua Osi accepted, are now agreed that Maurice Kamto won the election. But is Mr. Paul Biya going to hand over? I laugh. I know. I have been a journalist for CITV for 19 years. I worked in that system for 19 years. I have covered a good number of presidential elections, and I've covered other general elections in that country. And all the forms of fraud that they are talking are not uncommon to me because I saw them firsthand. On the 22nd of July, 2007, when there was general elections, I happened to have been one colleague who is still in CITV. I will not call his name now because it may be a death sentence over him if I mention his name. We were covering these elections in the Yaoundé municipality, so we went out to see what was happening. But by midday, 1 p.m., we drove far, far, far to a place after Emana and went into a place deep inside, and we named that place. I know as I'm saying this, some of the people who were in that house where we went and spent time there drinking to stupor, to forget what we saw, will call what I'm saying. We named that place July 22. That place, that compound, that area until today, all of us who were in that house named it July 22 because of the fraud, the massive fraud that we saw. We went to Setik Ngwaikele to see what was happening, and we stumbled into a room where there were thousands upon thousands of people's voters' cards that had not been handed over to them. And then we saw young men, they were coming in. Each time they would come in, collect 20, 25, and be given 10, 15,000. They will go, when you finish voting with all of those, you come back for the next consignment. And we stood there with this colleague, we watched it and we said, what are we covering? What are we bothering ourselves looking at? And so we decided to just abandon the whole thing and wait until the evening. We will go and be saying the blah, 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 blah on the air, because the policy at CIT will be generally to say the elections went on so well. Whatever irregularity you saw, you don't have the right to mention, because if you do, you are in trouble. So we just had to go sit down, bring ourselves to Chipor, name the place July 22nd, have fun with friends, share excitement with them, and that was it. That is how elections are run in Cameroon. So what a lot of people saw this time, because social media has become, so powerful that things can come out in real time. That is why you can see all of those things. That is why you can hear them. That is why we are all now so, oh, wow, is this what happened? Of course, that is what has always happened in elections in Cameroon. So Mr. Cabral Libby now confirms that Mr. Kamto won the election. But I have news for you. The news I have is interesting. I don't know. For those who are counting on seeing Kamto as president of that country, it is bad news. For those who are waiting to see exactly how that country gets its own dose of whatever shit that have been spilling on Southern Cameroons, the news is good. Because Mr. Paul Biya will be declared winner of that election by the Constitutional Council latest the 21st of October. Despite the fact that he overwhelmingly lost the election, he will be declared winner. I have that information from the innermost core of the Republic of Cameroon. Everything that is happening right now is that Mr. Paul Biya's people around him, we all had the opportunity to read, statements attributed to his daughter, to Brenda Biya. I mean, it is not strange. That's not the first time that we've had to hear about those things that Paul Biya contemplates. He wants to give up, but his entourage are holding him. Is Paul Biya a baby? Doesn't he know he should give up? Of course, I heard people say from the inner circles that he was forced to go out and campaign in Marua. He accepted to go to Marua, to Boya, and to Kribi. But when he got to Marua and he saw that the mobilization was haphazard, that people were on the street selling their things and they behaved as if he, Mr. Paul Biya, was not even around at all or not, he just knew that he was deceived. And he was so disappointed that he didn't want to take the humiliation again, going to Boya and to Kribi, especially with all of what is prevailing. But is Mr. Paul Biya a child? I want to give you the clear signs that Mr. Paul Biya will be declared winner and that he is ready to slaughter everybody in the Republic of Cameroon to stay in power. The first thing, we all heard Issa Chiruma Bakari, who himself was the first to announce in Garwa after he voted that Paul Biya has been plebiscited, that Paul Biya has won the election. In fact, that the voting was only a formality. That is somebody who announced it himself. The video is there circulating. But he sat together with Atanga Ponji and condemned Maurice Kamto for saying that he too has won after he even waited for voting to take place and waited until the following day to come and announce after they had taken time to look through result sheets. So that is an indication to you. When you heard Atanga Ponji say the state is a moral or is a monster, a coal monster, and that they were going to use the military to crush anything on their way, that will not conform. Conform to what? To the results they are going to present to them. That's a clear indication. So right now, as I'm talking to you, I have information from military sources that there is total troop mobilization as we speak. Orders have been given for soldiers, police, gendarmes, and all whatnot to begin trooping into Douala, Yaoundé, and Bafoussam. These three cities will be seriously and heavily militarized. In fact, they have even started withdrawing some of the elite troops from southern Cameroons because now the situation is dire on themselves. And I hope they are going to even end up withdrawing all because it's not going to be easy down there. So, Mr. Kamto and your camp, if you're hoping that you just walk over a peaceful and wonderful pedestal and take over power, better get ready for what is coming. Now, another sign. We all saw the attack on the MRC head office and the siege of laptops and all other things. Why will the Republic send policemen to go and seize laptops from the head office of the MRC party of Maurice Kamto? Because they want to take away from them every evidence that they have that they won the election. They want to destroy all such evidence, destroy any data that they have, destroy any information they would have collected from anywhere indicating that they won the elections. Again, we have also heard that in the north, far north, and Adamawa, they have been chasing the representatives of the party of Mr. Maurice Kamto to seize from them election return sheets that they went away with after voting because they are already wanting to change. Those that will be ready to collect money, they will change it and then they will sign and collect money to the new results that they are preparing. Those are clear signs Mr. Biya is not ready to hand over. We all also watched on social media the attack at Mr. Abel Zonga's home in Douala when they were having a press conference with Marcel Yondo Black, the former bâtonnier. You see, they were having their conference and talking in peace and explaining that the declaration by Maurice Kamto was not illegal. What happened? Two police superintendents just bumped in with no warrant, with nothing, and said the meeting should be stopped and everybody should be disbanded. Everybody should go out, go away. And that it was instruction from the SDO. Why would they do that in a private home? Those are clear signs that Mr. Paul Biya is not ready to hand over power. Mr. Paul Biya is not ready to respect the results as obtained at the ballot box. Now, another evidence. This young man called Okala Ebode, he's even a Beti guy, from the Beti land, who is a member of the MRC party, an official of the MRC party in the communications group. He went to vote and discovered that they had already voted in his name. He complained, and then rather than people looking into his complaint and finding out who did that, who committed that crime, he was instead arrested and is detained at the Judicial Police Headquarters in Yaoundé. Even Mr. Kamto went to see him, but they told him that hierarchy, that strong orders from above, threshold, indicate when they say from very far above, they mean from the presidency, that orders have come from the presidency that the young man should be held incommunicado. What is his crime? That he complained that someone voted in his place. Another indication that Mr. Paul Biya will not hand over power is that they brought in a fake group of white people calling themselves representatives of Transparency International to validate the election. And why were they forced to bring those in? Because the European Union and other very important international organizations that always monitored elections in Cameroon, despite their poor state, this year said there was no use to monitor an election that you know would generally be stolen, because the irregularities generally start even before the election itself. So Paul Biya and his gang felt that it made a lot of sense to bring some people to pose as Transparency International, hoping that the organization will stay silent or will accept to be corrupted. But they didn't accept to be corrupted. Nobody in La République du Cameroon feels ashamed anywhere. Although it was broadcast live on CITV, the same CITV has never come back now to apologize. How can they even? They don't need that. The next one is we have seen the bully tactics already from Atanga Ponji and Chiruma, and then from one other arch demon of that republic. They call him Professor Jacques Famendongo. So what they are doing is that this is characterized by what? A smear campaign. They tell you that, oh, Maurice Kamto is working on behalf of some foreign countries to whom he has even already sworn that he's ready to sell the interests of the République du Cameroun. Mr. Paul Biya that has sold and sold and sold. He can sell no more. That Maurice Kamto ready to sell. That is why, he's doing all of those things. The next one, they put fear-mongering. Atanganji says the military will crash. I don't know what they think that the military is. That military is from supernatural. They are fighting Boko Haram in the north. They are fighting Southern Cameroonians. Now they'll be ready to fight the people again. Oh, that's even what I'm waiting for. Because I know that they have been celebrating and have been excited that they are killing people in Southern Cameroons. They better be careful because each person generally ends up having their turn at the barbers. We will never ever love to incite violence. We will call on people generally to be responsible in the way they are doing things. But faced with the kind of situation, with some tyranny, for how long, you will definitely see people get carried away by emotions, which is really ridiculous. That is why it is still important for us to use this platform to urge the people generally to do what is right. And so we have followed the fear-mongering. Now, when they are filled with all of those, they now say, stay quiet. If you have any complaint, take it to the Constitutional Council. Of course, the Constitutional Council will start hearing petitions, election petitions on Tuesday. But as usual, I've also covered those many times. All the petitions coming from the opposition will be thrown away for one reason or the other. They will look, there is no legal expert in La République du Cameroun that can prepare a good fight that will be accepted by that commission. If you doubt, watch out on Tuesday. They will throw all of them up. Oh, you didn't respect this format. Oh, this law that was violated. Oh, nothing. So the only experts are those who will be sitting on that matter. And if you change them to the other side of the easel, they will no longer become experts. The new one that will sit will be the only experts. That's why all of those petitions or hearing a petition thing is a waste of time. We have even seen sometimes with municipal elections, when they have cancelled elections in some localities, but by-elections have never been run. The incumbents were maintained there to keep, they enjoyed the thing until it ended, although the elections were cancelled for irregularities. That is La République du Cameroun for you. That is the country we are running away from because we cannot afford to live under such kind of rules. A lawless country, a banana kind of republic. And so, when all else will fail them, Mr. Paul Biya now is ready to unleash the tribal card. Yes, the tribal card is already on the table. The Betis say they will die, as La République authorities are putting it. They are mounting Betis people to say it, that like the people there will die right to the last man than see a Bamileke become president in La République du Cameroun. They instrumentalize some people of the Northeast, the North, the final Adamawa, that it will be over their dead body. They even claim that nobody voted MRC, nobody voted Bamileke man in that area. That they will never want to catch a Bamileke man as president of the Republic. After all, it was sounded loud and clear by Joseph Ona, where he said, un Bamileke a étudié, jamais. Jamais. So, and that is why we now see La République didn't end there. They even instrumentalized someone, some misguided person who has his NGO, which has no political coloration. It has nothing to do with politics, called Observatoire du Développement Sociétal. And so the leader of that NGO, Kulu Engulu, of course, his Betty, is instrumentalized to go and file a complaint against Maurice Kamto at the military tribunal in Yaoundé. And the complaint is that Maurice Kamto and Paul-Éric Kinge are calling on the people for an insurrection. How did they call on the people for an insurrection? It is difficult for any of us to tell. And how does this Observatoire du Développement Sociétal become a political organization? Difficult to tell. So, fellow Southern Cameroonians, this is what is brewing out there. And so the scene is set, as Mr. Paul Biya has always planted. He has always put it and always mentioned that if you knock him out, there will be chaos. So prepare for the chaos. Even as I'm talking to you now, if you want to doubt what I'm saying, visit CRTV, television house in Bala 2. As I'm talking to you, the 11th floor where Mr. Ndongo is, security has been madly reinforced there. Now that even to cross on the 11th floor, you go normally, but when you get to the 11th floor, you have to use fingerprints. When you come out of the elevator, there's another gate that awaits you at the elevator. At every level of it, there are gates, and you have to use fingerprints to be able to enter. That is preparation for the chaos that they are unleashing out there. And that same kind of preparation is happening in the offices of almost all the ministers. They are protecting themselves because they know what they are preparing to unleash. So I'm calling on our brothers and sisters of Southern Cameroons who escaped to that country for safety. Please, better start going back home before it becomes late, because you may be caught in a much more dangerous crossfire than the one that is operational in Southern Cameroons. This is very important. Just permit me to say 2 words in French for those people of La République du Cameroun to understand what I'm saying. Chers amis de la République du Cameroun, j'attire votre attention au fait que si vous pensez que M. Paul Biya s'apprête à lâcher le pouvoir, mes frères, je vous déconseille d'avoir cette pensée dans vos têtes. Préparez-vous au pire, parce qu'au moment où je vous parle, le président M. Paul Biya, avec son ministre autocrate Atanga Ponji et le perroquet Chiruma, et puis ceux en charge des forces armées, sont en train de préparer le mouvement de troupes envers les villes de Douala, de Yaoundé et de Bafoussam. Ces villes seront militarisées jusqu'au point inimaginable, parce que le Conseil constitutionnel, m'a-t-on confié, va déclarer M. Paul Biya vainqueur de cette élection le jour de la déclaration des résultats, soit plus tard le 21 octobre. Et je dis bien contre vents et marées. M. Atanga et les autres ont décidé que M. Paul Biya sera déclaré vainqueur. Et ils disent que c'est inadmissible qu'un Bamileke ait l'opportunité de diriger le pays. Ils disent que les Bamileke sont des économistes et ils ont un seul rôle dans ce pays: travailler excessivement, créer des sociétés, créer des entreprises et payer les impôts pour permettre aux autres de gouverner. Donc, ils disent, et ils parlent au nom des nordistes, que j'ai vu pourtant dire le contraire en grand nombre, que les nordistes n'accepteront jamais qu'un Bamileke soit président dans la République du Cameroun. La même chose qu'ils disent du côté Betty, et c'est pour ça qu'ils ont instrumentalisé ce monsieur Koulou Ngoulou d'une ONG qui s'appelle Observatoire du développement sociétal, qui n'a rien à y voir avec la politique, de porter plainte contre M. Maurice Kamto et Paul-Éric Kingé au tribunal militaire, soit en disant qu'ils sont en train d'inciter à l'insurrection. Vous verrez que dans les jours à venir, toutes vos villes seront sérieusement militarisées. Les gens sont en train d'être instrumentalisés pour brûler et détruire les sociétés appartenant aux Bamileke, parce que ils se disent que s'ils attaquent les sociétés et les biens des Bamileke, les Bamileke lâcheront Maurice Kamto. Oui, ils lâcheront Maurice Kamto parce que l'homme Bami aime trop son argent. L'homme Bami aime trop ses affaires. L'homme Bami est très protectrice. C'est pour ça que de façon subtile, ils sont déjà en train de rappeler aux uns et aux autres les atroces qu'ils ont commis contre les Bamileke et les Bassa en 1959, avant en 1960. Et ils sont en train de tout doucement leur dire que cela sera réédité si vous tentez d'opposer à M. Biya de s'éterniser au pouvoir. Donc, comprenez bien, cher ami Bamileke, que vous êtes citoyen de second rang. À un certain moment, vous vous êtes positionné et avez ri et avez beaucoup de complaisance lorsqu'on disait que les anglophones, j'appelle comme vous êtes appelés, je dis nous du Southern Cameroun, que nous ne sommes pas des citoyens de part entière. Mieux encore, on nous référait aux Biafrins. Mais vous, aujourd'hui, on vous appelle purement et simplement des cochons. Donc vous n'appartenez pas à ce pays-là. Donc vous ne devez même pas chercher à rêver un jour diriger ce pays. Raison pour laquelle, oui, Maurice Kamto a gagné, mais Maurice Kamto n'est pas qualifié à être président de la République au Cameroun parce qu'il est Bamileke. Attendez-vous donc. Préparez-vous donc à écouter un certain Clément Atangana prononcer M. Paul Biya vainqueur de cette élection contre vents et marées. Ça, croyez-moi, c'est ce qui va vous arriver. Et c'est là que vous comprendrez que vous vivez dans un pays d'exclusion. Un pays où on dit tous sont égaux devant la loi, mais certains sont plus égaux que les autres. Donc, le rôle du Bamileke, c'est travailler, créer les sociétés et puis payer autant d'impôts que possible pour permettre je parle la langue des autorités, permettre aux petits et aux nordistes de vivre large. C'est ça, la République du Cameroun de M. Paul Biya. Donc, si vous attendez qu'un jour, M. Paul Biya quittera le pouvoir par les urnes, détrompez-vous. C'est pour cela qu'avec un collègue de la CRTV, nous avions l'habitude de dire M. Paul Biya, c'est quelqu'un qui aime trop la démocratie. Il adore la démocratie opérationnelle, mais après lui, pas avec lui. Les jours à venir seront des jours vraiment compliqués. M. Charles Ndongo de la CRTV et tous les autres dirigeants sont en train de renforcer leur propre sécurité et au bureau et à domicile. Si vous doutez de ce que je dis, faites l'expérience. Rendez-vous en balade, essayez d'atteindre le 11e étage, vous verrez combien de barricades sont placées là déjà. Parce qu'ils savent ce qu'ils préparent contre vous. Parce qu'ils savent qu'ils vont verser votre sang. Parce qu'ils savent que vous le vouliez ou pas, M. Paul Biya sera une fois de plus imposé président de la République du Cameroun. Que Dieu vous bénisse. Bonne chance.